This is Mr. Dietrich. Let's talk about animosity towards teachers. Where does it come from? Well, with the destruction of the Department of Education coming, and rightfully so, we don't need 4,000 bureaucrats in Washington. Along with that will likely be animosity towards public school teachers. And some of this comes from the new right, libertarians, memes on the internet, overall general resentment of public teachers. Schools compared to hell, jails. And there is some small validity where there's smoke, there's fire. Most of this argument used to slam dunk and hate on teaching is a straw man argument. Where does it come from? Well, the origination of this claim that you'll see posted in memes is the idea that Prussia or Germany, their schooling system, how it was designed, and then how we borrowed or stole from it. The Prussians had very strict, regular schools like you could imagine as traditional to teach loyal obedience and respect. Hey, what's wrong with that? Oh, everybody's got to sit in rows and everybody's got to do rote memorization and everyone's got to be trained like they're little zombies. And it is true that Prussia used this very systematic policy of education to create loyal, obedient, and respectful students to train them to be soldiers. See, we use a system that Prussia used to train soldiers. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we want? Is that America? Schools are terrible. Teachers are terrible. It also produced very solid production workers through this systematic, bell-driven, read, write, stay in line, don't speak up, everyone be quiet. That's a prison. That's a prison. And that is the complaint you will see. And yes, we did borrow that. Horace Mann studied that in the 19th century, took those ideas, and then instituted those across America. And for the most part, we have that system today. And so the argument from the new right, from reactionaries, from libertarians, even some liberals, will be that our system's too strict, it's obedient, this is terrible what we're doing to these kids. You're just training them, government, you fascistic government, you're just training them to be workers and soldiers. We need to be free. Remove the chains. This is an argument that we'll see. So it's usually simply, we have a system that was trained to make soldiers. Teachers are bad. And that's all you hear. That's the straw man argument. Okay, well, what's the alternative? Libertarians, the right. Would you rather have Montessori schools everywhere, discovery learning everywhere? If every school did not have strict structure, did not follow standards, did not teach loyalty, obedience, respect, proper norms and ways to behave, had a structured environment. Remove all the structures. Is that what you want? Is that really truly what you want? Of course they don't want that. Now, this type of learning definitely can promote artists and YouTube commenters and YouTube influencers. And strangely enough, who are the people that use the argument and hate on schools? YouTube influencers. We can't all be YouTube influencers, although most students say they want to be YouTube influencer. It ain't going to happen. We got to make stuff. We still do need soldiers. And so if you were to ask the new right or libertarians, okay, is this the system you want? No. All right, then why do you only state the Prussian system just to dunk on teachers? And that's simply what they do. It's silly. It's not honest. It's not fair. Sure, there are problems with the system that we use, but it can't just constantly be rolled out. Well, we have a Prussian system that designs soldiers and factory workers. Teachers are bad. School is bad. Okay, that's a small little part of it. Can you go a little bit more into detail? What are the alternatives? Can we have a more nuanced conversation? No, that's usually just the talking point that is used to dunk on teachers. And it won't be surprising to see this come out as education becomes part of the news under the Trump administration. You go with Montessori discovery learning, you're not going to produce the next generation of productive citizens that lift this nation up. Sure, we're putting the needs of the nation first, but without a nation, we have no nation. So we do need to lean into, unfortunately, the Prussian model. Do we need to go full-blown, constant, strict desk structure? Probably not. But it just, end of the day, like everything we talk about in social studies, it's about trade-offs. There are no solutions, as Thomas Sowell will tell you. There isn't an answer. There's going to be a cost to everything. If we decide to go with discovery learning, we may not produce the best education. We will educate everyone. We probably aren't going to create doctors, lawyers, scientists. Well, we probably don't need the lawyers, but we do need the doctors and the scientists, the engineers, the coders. We need them to have a structured environment where they can learn the basics. But yeah, they're less free. And if we go with a more strict, structured system, we are training people not to be individuals, not to be creative, to fall in line with a fascistic nation. There's a balancing act that has to be done. You pick one, you sacrifice the other. There are trade-offs, no solutions. We try to find a balance, and our education system tries to do its best to blend these things. You know it in the classroom, I know it in the classroom. We aren't completely like the Prussians, and we aren't completely free like some wild kindergarten. We try to do our best every single day and get better every single day, but always being honest about the trade-offs and the costs and consequences. We don't use straw man arguments to simply dunk on people because we're resentful, because we had a poor school experience.